you get nothing out of giving more to others than you give to yourself. If that's been a big theme my whole life, is giving more to others than I give to myself, that's a problem. Especially when I'm not doing well at all during that process at all, that's a problem. Going back to like the moment that I asked God to help me with my boundaries, and and also was like, I hear you through all the lessons that showed me time and time again that I needed to set boundaries. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I committed to it. And that's funny. As soon as I commit to it, the tests just coming. And I was just like, it was just so funny. And I think that's life, like you say that you're going to do something and you will be tested, or you say you're going to improve on something, you will be tested. And those tests aren't to like lure you back in, it's to make you stronger and make you stand firm on what you said. Welcome to Moon Days with Jess. I am a 28-year-old astrologer, Women's Circle hostess, content creator, social media marketer, girl going through her Saturn return era, and trying to grow a business for the first time on her own, and trying to live life to the fullest and be happy and healthy and spread love and look cute and connect with like-minded people. I can go on, but you get it, okay? You get it. So what is Moon Day? Astrologically speaking, Mondays are ruled by the moon. Everybody have heard of the big three, right? You have your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Your moon sign is internal, and it represents what you need to feel emotionally and physically secure, nurtured, taken care of. It's also how you feel. Like if whatever sign your moon sign is in, that is going to characterize your feelings. Like for instance, for me, I guess I might as well say it. I am, well, first off, let me just pause for anybody that's been watching me for a while. And if you're into astrology and you don't know my moon sign, I want you to guess what my moon sign is. Okay. Think of how this is a good example of how to capture or guess somebody's moon sign, which is really hard because moon sign is internal. It's your feelings, So normally people don't, that's internal. Like nobody's going to really know how you feel inward and your actual true feelings, unless they like are super close to you most of the time. Most of the time we're going to be super guarded or we're not just going to be all out there and super expressive and just sharing all of our like internal like feelings. Everything's going to be like put together. You're going to try to mask it and everything like that. But when you're at home, the best way to tell somebody's moon sign is to just see how they are at home when no one's watching. That's when their moon sign is going to come out. But everybody's different because depending on your moon sign, say it's a fire sign. I'm pretty sure you're going to know people who have fire signs. I think the hardest for you to be able to tell what somebody's internal is if their moon sign or if their internal feelings are naturally like watery, like water signs, like Pisces, Cancer, all that stuff like that. Well, technically, I don't know. Well, as an astrologer, sometimes, I don't know. I've been doing this for a while, so I can, but even earthy may be a little hard to, but you can, if you're very sensitive to energy and people, you can feel, I don't know, you can feel vibes. So for me, I feel like I can pick up if they have an earthy or a fire or a air moon. Anyways, let me talk to you about like how I am. So for those who've been watching me for a while, and even if you're new, know that when I talk, I'm a very expressive person. When I get passionate about something, you're going to know, okay? I'm going to be like loud and I'm going to be talking like serious about it. And I'm going to be talking a lot about it, and I'm just going to get serious. And it's almost so serious to where I can feel the veins in my throat, in my neck come out, because I'm just so passionate about it. Like my heart, I just get like I'm just so passionate. Like even talking about how passionate I am is making me passionate. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like kind of hot a little bit, and like, but in a good way, not in a bad way. Well, yeah, if I'm like pissed off, that's another form of it. But like, I am a very internally passionate person. If I like something, I really like something. If I don't like something, I really don't like something. And I don't mind. And I will express it. I'm not I don't want to. No, I have to. Like, self-care for me is expressing my feelings. If I can't express my feelings, it's not going to be healthy for me. Like, that's where, like, there is no way I cannot express my feelings. That's one of the reasons why I turned to like making YouTube, like content, like making videos, because if I don't have someone to express to, which I felt like, maybe when I first started, I don't know, it's interesting. But yeah, I feel like a lot of content creators and people who navigated towards talking to a camera, aka you beautiful people. Yeah, but I didn't want that to sound, well, I see a camera, but in my head I know it's people, But anyways, if you know anything about astrology, think about all this, what sign needs to express. What sign is very passionate, okay? What sign can be, when they're passionate, they can be loud. All that stuff. So do you have your guess? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so my moon sign is a fire sign. Surprise, surprise. And it is Aries. I'm an Aries moon. And I'm pretty sure if anybody knows anything about Aries and just Aries moons in general, and if you are Aries moon, oh my gosh, that would be really interesting. Then you probably, I wouldn't be surprised, because the thing about also that I've learned as an astrologer, people who gravitate towards you, like your friends, they usually share similar astrology to you, like things in your astrology, like similar moon sign or similar Venus or sun sign or anything like that. It's so interesting, as I've given readings to people, and then like their best friend or boyfriend or girlfriend or partner has like similar things. And if it's not similar or the same, it's compatible. Like for example, fire is compatible with air. So anyway, so yeah, for example, I would be compatible with a person with the air moon, like I would be compatible with someone with a fire moon, but I'll also be compatible with someone with an air moon, like an Aquarius moon or a Gemini moon or something like that. So yeah, so that's my internal feelings. And that is, but with astrology, you have, if you don't know about astrology chart, it's a chart that defines your actual energy. But then we have what is known as transits, which is like the collective energy, which is how astrologers are able to pretty much tell you your future or tell you your horoscope or whatever, because we can also see the collective energy. Okay. That's the best way I could break it down right now without going on a whole tangent. So we have our internal moon signs that we were born with, but we also have the collective moon sign, okay, that has happened right now. Like, because, okay, now I feel like I have to explain it. So how I like to explain it is your birth chart or your astrology chart is literally, imagine someone taking a picture of the sky where the planets are the exact moment you were born. So if you were born, as for me, I'm an Aries moon. So when I was born, the moon was in Aries, okay? And so because I was born right during that time, and then the sun was in Aquarius and all my other stuff. So that's why that's my energy. But the planets continue to move, which people don't realize that. And that's also why, like we experience different things in our life, and the planets represent different things, different energies, different things. So that's why some days we may wake up super happy, some days we may wake up super upset. And obviously things in life happen, but just sometimes if you're having an off day and you don't know why, it's probably because the current transiting moon, which we're going to call the transiting moon, which is the current moon collectively, is in a different sign than yours that maybe is not compatible. So you make like your internal feelings may be clashing with the overall, let's say, collective vibe. If that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense. So anyways, going back to what is Moon Day. Like I said, Mondays are ruled by the moon. And like I said, I'm trying to make this in a way that you guys understand it. Plus, I don't even know why I'm going on a tangent about this. This wasn't even planned for me to go on a whole rant about it, but apparently I guess I needed to. So what does that mean though when I say that the moon rules Monday? Well, that means on Mondays are a good day for self-care. Okay, astrologically speaking, but in general too, it probably makes so much sense because you just finished the weekend and maybe you like cooked and cleaned and I mean, people are different. Maybe they do self-care on Sundays, but Sundays is usually like you're preparing for the next week. So Mondays are a good day for either self-care or like expressing your feelings in some way, whether that's like journaling is a good thing to do, journaling, maybe even listening to music because music connects to like your feelings. But yeah, like self-care, journaling, expressing your emotions, listening to music that tap to your emotions. Those are all good themes. Having like conversations with like I want to say women, but anybody in general. And I say women because the moon rules like feminine energy. That was so not right for me to say because obviously you don't have to be a woman to have like mostly like to be like have feminine energy. So but usually like women, you know what I mean, like okay, I feel to talk with people, to express, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I feel like I should just skip that part because I'm not expressing it right. Obviously having conversations with people who provide feminine energy for you to feel like you can open up and share is what I'm trying to say. And that could be any type of way that you identify with. Okay. That's a better way of expressing that. That was a long rant about what Moon Day is. So like I said, to sum it all up, Mondays are a great day for self-care. I mean, every day is a great day for self-care, but Mondays, if you ever want to kind of like, I don't know, plan out your week according to astrology, Mondays are really good for self-care, for journaling, for expressing yourself in all kinds of ways. Talking about your feelings and your emotions. And that's why, I don't know, I randomly got the urge to like call this Moon Days with Jess because Mondays are a day that I am usually off. And it's I know it's random. My work schedule is so weird, and but I worked all weekend actually, and I was looking forward for today, and that's why I usually try to film today, blah blah blah. One more thing, okay, before we get into it, but also like I said, going back to what is the current like sign that the moon is in, like the current transiting moon, or let's say the collective vibe. You know what the collective vibe is, like the collective mood, I would say. Mood, what is the collective mood? Meaning what sign is the current transiting moon in, which is the collective moon? Not our moon, but what sign the current moon is in, okay? I hope you're getting what I'm saying. Yeah, and that actually is in, oh shoot, I should have brought my phone or something. Hold on 1 second. The moon is in the sign of Libra. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means Well, first, let's think about Libra qualities, okay? Libra is very known for their gift of beauty, being beautiful, or connection to beauty. Libra's energy it usually connects with beauty, aesthetics, partnerships. Like they like to be in partnership and do life with people. And they're really good with balance, harmony, and fairness and justice. So let's just say like a good representation of like that. So we may be experiencing those themes on a emotional level. For example, we may want to be like in partnership, or maybe we want to be with someone or something like that. Maybe like be with our partners if we have one, or be with our friends if we have, friends, which I hope everyone has friends. And if not, it's okay. You will. I didn't have friends all last year. And then now I have one good friend. So progress. But or you may just be drawn to something beautiful, or a beautiful person, or like, some sort of aesthetic, or you may want to dress up. You may be more inclined to dress up or do something to yourself, or beauty or something around those lines. I can go into so many conversations, but just know if you're more drawn to like something beautiful, like even if you like, for a good example is cleaning up your space and beautifying your space, or putting on a cute outfit and just feeling really cute, or seeing somebody else's outfit and being inspired, or like I said, wanting to like do things with your partner, or hang out with your friend, or it may even see somebody. Another thing is like you may be drawn to more people with Libra energy. So I don't know, you may just like, even on social media, you may see like be drawn to more like beautiful people, or look at like fashion, or worry about more of the trends. I don't know. It can come off in so many ways. So that's a lot of astrology talk for you. Okay. Moving on. I just wanted to check in with you guys. Well, first off, obviously this is, called Moon Day with Jess. So obviously I have to talk about my feelings. How do I feel currently? If I would give my feelings on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel? I would say I feel like a solid 8 or 9. I would say 8. I would say 8. I feel much better than the last video last Monday, because I think I filmed the last video last Monday and posted it. Man, like it's so wild to me how so like life can change in like the blink of an eye. I don't like how aware I am of it, because sometimes that stops me from being as present as I would like to, because of how much I know how like the tides change in life, like, or life changes like tides, like like water. I'm just very aware that nothing, this sounds so dark and depressing, but I don't mean it that way, I guess, but like nothing ever like stays the same. And I like, in ways that's great, but in ways, it's can be anxiety provoking. I don't know, because then you're always anticipating change. And I don't mean to do it, but I don't know. So I'm trying my best to be more grounded and practice being more present. I really do try to do that. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I feel so much better. And I would say I feel much better because of the decisions I have chose to make in my life. Last week I talked a lot about boundaries. I talked about the sign of Saturn, which represents structure, boundaries, and maturing. And I talked about how last week was going to be there. We were going to be experiencing themes that tested those things, tested or made us to like mature, or brought up things where we needed more structure in our lives, where we needed to be firm on our boundaries. And I really am happy to say that I really stood on all of that. Last week, I would say boundaries was a major theme, but not that I was setting boundaries, that I had to stand firm on my boundaries. And what I mean by that is not putting other people first anymore. Choosing myself, putting myself first. It's so weird how it seems like it would be so easy to do that, because it's like you should come first. Even if you're a mother or anything, like there is no anything else without you, and obviously, there's limits. You don't just like focus on yourself for so long and neglect your children and stuff, but you should make time for yourself. Especially if you don't have any kids and you're just, all you have is yourself, or even if you're in a relationship. It's still important. You have to be whole to be able to tend to the things in your life, to the best of your ability. So I definitely, went through my own personal things that because it's that tried me, that tested to see how serious you are you about those boundaries things, because I feel like that has been a big theme for me this whole year in so many ways. And I really told myself that I would really work on that and really start setting boundaries. And it's funny because the moment that I put that out there and I was like, I talked to God about that. And once again, I say God, but this is because I know I'm more spiritual based, but you can still be, everybody has their word, their meaning for a higher power. And I respect all, that's why I always have to say I'm going to use God, but some people use universe or whatever, or there's just so many different, religions and so many things like that. So with respect to everybody else's beliefs, but I will be saying God or anyways. But yeah, through me talking to God and, expressing and asking God to help me have better boundaries, because I was not doing okay. I wasn't doing okay, because I wasn't having any boundaries. It's like letting people walk all over you back and forth. I know this is the weirdest thing, but I picture me being on the floor and people just walking all over me back and forth, and me just getting more squished and more squished and more squished. And I don't know, that's such a weird, I don't even know why but I just felt like it just kept depleting me it was just terrible. It was just terrible, There is you get nothing out of giving more to others than you give to yourself. And maybe, in ways as I become a parent, obviously when you're caring for a baby, that's different, but you get nothing out of giving more to others than you give to yourself. If that's been a big theme my whole life, is giving more to others than I give to myself, that's a problem. Especially when I'm not doing well at all during that process at all, that's a problem. Especially when my life is going into flames and it's a problem. Okay. So anyways, going back to the moment that I asked God to help me with my boundaries, and and also was I hear you through all the lessons that showed me time and time again that I needed to set boundaries. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I committed to it. And that's funny. As soon as I commit to it, the test just coming. And I was just like, it was just so funny. I think that's life, like you say that you're going to do something and you will be tested, or you say you're going to improve on something, you will be tested. And those tests aren't to like lure you back in, it's to make you stronger and make you stand firm on what you said. And also to know, because that's going to be life. I mean, even, people talk about being on their healing journey. Like, healing is a lifelong process, from what I've learned. You never stop, and the test will continue to come. But it gets easier when you know. And I don't feel like test is the best word, but that's just the best way I can come up with. Test meaning things in life that trigger or test your like are you about what you stood on type of thing, So yeah, a lot of that happened, but I was so happy with myself because I like stood firm on what I knew, what was true to myself, and what I could give and what I couldn't give. And it's interesting also with boundaries for anyone out there that struggle with saying no or choosing themselves, because you think that once you let go, you have fears of what happens when you let go finally, because especially when you've been there for so long, you have fears of what life looks like if you're not there. And you actually like let go. But then it's funny because like all the things that I have feared, it's just interesting to see that your fears are literally just fears. It's because you're not comfortable with setting boundaries, and you're not comfortable with letting go in the ways that you need to, so you can focus on yourself. So, of course, you're going to have fears of what it feels like to not, because you've never felt it. It's new. It's weird. It's like rebirthing in the best way. It's like a weird thing, and the peace that I have gotten from that. Oh, man. The peace is the weirdest feeling. Like, not to be, are you telling me I don't have to be in like everywhere, or I don't have to tend to the things that I have been tending to that wasn't mine? You mean to tell me all I have to do is be responsible for myself and take care of myself? Which is so funny because like I said, I'm not a parent, I'm not a mother. Like, all I have to do, I am like, I was going to say I am single, but like technically I'm single. I'm not even married, so, yeah, truly I should be focusing on myself. I'm a 28-year-old girl, like why the heck do I feel or have felt like a 58-year-old girl my whole life until recently. And I won't say my whole life. There have been pockets of like feeling free, but anyways, and then that's another thing, free. I really realized that I really need freedom. I need to feel free. Like, I forgot the feeling of what that felt like in some sense, in a minor sense, obviously not on a big scale, but I don't know. I just felt like how I was like bound to so many things that I didn't need to be. And it was like, I didn't feel free, and it was really clashing with who I was. I felt very miserable and heavy, and like I couldn't move forward. I just felt very heavy, very stressed, all these things. And obviously, like, I'm an Aquarius, so I just kind of forgot, like, because the thing is with Aquarius people, like, we want to help. That is our biggest theme in life. Like we really want to help people. But sometimes, you have to learn how to help and then let people like help. Not helping could be just giving advice. You don't have to actually take the person's hand and walk them through the fire, or not fire, but like you helping and enabling are two different things. Let's just say that. And you don't ever want to get in the way of somebody else's lesson that they had to learn, because you know what that's going to do? Take you there with them. And that's what that's going to do? Take you out of your life. You didn't put yourself in the middle of something else, and now you are going, like, you're in a situation that wasn't even meant for you to be in. You're blocking someone else's lessons, and you're only going to get burned in the end, which I've gotten that. Like, I've heard people tell me that, and it's hard. So anyways, I'm just kind of like venting. So anyways, I just learned, I learned like I said, last week, I stood on my boundaries, and I saw how my fears of what I thought was going to happen if I like put boundaries up actually was not. None of that happened. Like, none of that was accurate. It was all in my head, and there was only positive to setting boundaries. Besides how hard it was. And then another thing with setting boundaries is, like, if the people that you are around are not used to you setting boundaries, and then you decide to set boundaries, expect people to have to have feelings about that, and be okay with that, because you are changing. I mean, if you've been a person that has been in the middle of things that you shouldn't have been in the middle of, and you decide to just stop all of a sudden, that's going to shake up people, like, cause they're used to you being sent one way. So, but understand that, if they love and care about you and respect you, they will eventually understand and look at it from your point of view, and if not, then that says a lot for you too, and, but at the end of the day, it should not matter, because truly this life is about like you, like, this is your life. If you're not happy, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of like a waste of life. Obviously, if you're in certain circumstances that you have no control over, and it's hard, of course, you're going to have moments of unhappy, of course, but if you're in a situation that you can change and you're staying in it, you're choosing to torture yourself. And I say this for me, calling myself out, because you're not focusing on your own, like, you're choosing that, like, shame on you. And I say that with so much love, because shame on me. But also, I have a lot of not grace, but also a lot of empathy for that. A lot of empathy for those who are in certain situations that they shouldn't be, that they're choosing to stay in for so many reasons. And sometimes you don't even realize it until I don't know, you just don't realize it until like something in your life wakes you up from it, So once again, I mean that with so much love, and I say that for myself, because there was a lot of shame on me. Like, I'm still miserable in the same situation that I know for a fact that I shouldn't be in, but I'm continuing to keep myself in that, or continuing to repeat the same mistakes, or the same things, and do the same things, and feeling the same feelings of misery and all this stuff like that. But dang, when I decided to make that choice in my life, I mean, it was like night and day. Like, I joke and say, like, I felt like that song, like, I'm walking on sunshine, whoa, like, and then oh happy day, oh, like, I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like night and day. I don't night, light and dark, like dark. I came out of the darkness. Like, I felt like my life was mine again. Um, so anyways, so that was that. Plus there was another, like last week, I felt like the urge to like structure my life. Like I just feel like I'm an unorganized person. Actually, I know I know I am an unorganized person. I'm very aware of that. And I feel like I really need to get on my shit, okay? Like I am making my life harder than it needs to be because I don't have structure in my life, or I'm lacking it, or I don't stay consistent. Like, I mean, even when it comes to like themes of like me being on time to places, I'm really bad at it. And you know, it's really caused me a lot of distress. And last week there's been some themes that came up to show me like you need to be on time. And this is so funny because my boyfriend, talk about like opposites attract. Me and my boyfriend are totally opposites attract. Like what I lack, he's good at, and what he lacks, I'm good at, you know? So we balance each other for sure. But he, like I said, he's really good at structure. And it was funny because I was telling him about how like me being late, and he already knows it. I don't have to tell him. He jokes to me all about it, but how I'm always continuously running around the house. Like he like like running around the house before I have to be somewhere. And then like, oh, I'm such that person that gets in the car and then like bursts back in the house because I forgot something, like my keys, or I'm just yeah, I'm that person. And yeah, he challenged me, which is very like going back to my Aries moon. Oh, challenge me to something. Oh, I'm gonna take it seriously. If I have been lacking in something, if you challenge me, if you make it fun and a challenge, oh, I'm gonna do it because I don't want to back down from the challenge. You know, like that like fires me up. That motivates me, a challenge. So yeah, he challenged me to like, you know, not be late, like to get on time, to this is so bad, but to work. And he was like, you know, we just kind of did a joke to see like if I could get to work on time. And he was like, you know, you need to pack your stuff up before the night before, you know, and I don't need to hear no running footsteps. I need you to be walking through the house calmly. And I need you to get out here, da da da. He's like, let's see. And then when you get to work early, then I want you to take a moment to see how that feels. Like take a moment to see how it feels to actually get to somewhere on time. I mean early, and I know this sounds so bad if you're like a person that's on time, but I've just lived my life like being in constant like rush mode is I've gotten too used to that feeling, to be honest. And hey, we ain't don't be judging me now, because I know you got your stuff too. Okay, I'm just on camera, so the whole world can see me. But just because you're not on camera expressing your own truths, don't mean there's none deep in there. Okay, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, but yeah. So anyways, I ended up doing it, and I got to work early. I think I was like 5 minutes early, or maybe even 10, a little bit between 5 and 10. And I just, and I sat in the parking lot, and I just sat there in my car, took a deep breath, and felt like, whoa, this feels like peace. I felt really good. I didn't feel like my heart was beating. I didn't feel scatterbrained. I didn't feel like, oh my God, like all over the place. It was nice to be on time. And that's what I mean by creating structure, like preparing yourself the night before so you can, planning out your week, organizing your life. If your room looks a mess, or your office, which my office looked a mess until I decided to clean it, having more structure in your life. So anyways, that was a big thing. And then you're maturing, even when it comes to like money and stuff like that, like being better with your money spending habits, if you haven't been being better with that. So yeah, I just experienced a lot of those themes. Next, I wanted to kind of talk about, what I did last week. Well, what happened last week? Let me see. one of the biggest things, I don't know, it's weird because it's like part of me wants to do vlogs, but part of me feels like I have been really, really, really liking private, like my, like to be like more hidden. And I guess I'll share more of my astrology. Why not? I am if anybody knows about astrology, well, let's just say before I go into my astrology, I'm a naturally private, like I like to be like in the, like, funny enough, you guys, I promise you, I know a lot of you guys are going to be surprised, but I do not like attention. I really don't. But I only put myself out there because I know I have to, because I actually genuinely want to help a lot of people in life. I want to create a change in the world in my own way, whether that's a small scale. That's a big thing that I want to do. I want to help people get their own freedom to be themselves and live their life the way they want to, and also to have the confidence to do that, and just so many other things, to love themselves, to be the best version of themselves. That, you guys know my themes. It hasn't changed, but the way I go about it has, yeah. So, but I know that in order for me to reach a bunch of people, the easiest way for me and the most comfortable way is through turning on the camera, and doing it. Because I'm also I'm normal. Well, I'm I don't even want to say introverted, but I do like time by myself. I don't like to be around a lot. Well, actually, I do. I realize I like to be around people, but I definitely need to recharge. I can my energy could be drained a lot. Plus, I need to be around the right people too. That's a big thing. So it's easy for me to, like I said, I think of when I turn on the camera, hey, how can I help people on a big scale? Like, I don't really turn, and then then the other thing would be expressing myself. I have a desire to express myself through my fashion, through my style, through my creativity, through me just sharing something that I think that can help people. That is my natural energy. Going back to my Aries moon, that fulfills me on an emotional level. That is my form of self-care. Like, getting on the camera and talking right now and talking about my feelings, even though it's weird because technically, even though I like to express myself, being vulnerable is not always the easiest for me. And that's something that I'm working through. And I know that through my vulnerability, I know that is my key to help people. I have to be the one that's vulnerable and lay my shit on the table and be okay with it, knowing that there's a bunch of people who are not, and I'm exposing myself and my deep feelings in hopes of it making a difference in somebody else's lives, in hopes of it getting somebody else out of the sunken place. Okay. Through my experience of feeling like I was putting myself in some sort of sunken place. And that is a reference to one of my favorite movies, not Black Mirror. Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite shows, which, oh my gosh, I hope that show comes back out. But what is the show? Oh shoot, I don't even know what it's called right now. But if you know, you know. So yeah. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm just rambling right now. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was saying. Yeah, mine is blank. But anyway, so yeah, what was that? Shoot. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I want to do vlogs, because I documented a little bit of my week last week, which maybe I can show some clips here. Last week, I didn't really, like I said, it was a week like that I had to deal with setting firm, like saying no a lot and being okay with that. And working through what I can do and what I can't do no longer in my life, which is so funny because thinking about how we're now in a new season. We're in Sagittarius season. We were in Scorpio season, and through Scorpio season, I told you that it was going to be a lot of it was going to be transformation. Like, we were going to be really working through some deep rooted feelings and transforming in some sort of way, whether that's a big way or a small way. And for me, I definitely feel like I went through a death and rebirth. I had to let go of something. and I had to let go of something for me to move forward and change my life, transform my life. But now we're in Sagittarius season, which is very different than Scorpio season. It's very much lighthearted energy, which is so good and much needed. This is a time for like laughter and joy and not taking life too seriously and trying new experiences and learning, and travel if you want, like, which makes sense because, you know, people are going to be traveling a lot for the holidays and all that stuff, you know. So it's to lighten up any of the heavy energy that we've experienced throughout Scorpio season. So hopefully people, you know, you have more of a lighter time. But also sometimes Sagittarius season can also bring out like the truth too, or like the truth or people telling it like it is energy. So also be careful for spicy conversations of people just saying stuff without really thinking or saying it like it is. And Sagittarius season is not for the sensitive. Sometimes when it comes to conversations, especially because the planet of, or let's just say astrologically, the communication looks like that, like people saying stuff like it is and maybe it not coming out as nice, which I already feel like I've already had my fair share of that, like that happening in my life with like, with an actual Sagittarius person. If you're watching this, all love, no shade. I just have to, that's what I meant to say. Like, you know, another thing I had to realize that I'm starting to be more vulnerable and having to and wanting to share more of my own personal lessons so I can help others, and also to relate that to the, you know, astrology and all this, the current astrology and all that. Definitely want anybody that knows me personally to know that I'm not sharing all of this to like expose anybody or anything like that. Like, I'm not even talking about now. I'm talking about in the future and like all my, like my lessons are evidence, and I have to like share that in the most neutral way. So yeah, like, yeah, if you know me personally, don't think I'm coming like I'm saying anything out of anything but love and me just like trying to use an example, personal example of mine to share and help others, you know? So anyways, that's one of the biggest things too, as I've like I was going to say, I've realized that I want to start posting more and knowing my purpose, and also feeling like I know that people that I know watch my channel, like, and or that I used to know, or that I currently know, or blah, 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 you know, and I just, that part honestly was one of the hardest things that like that kept me from being open and made me want to be more hidden, and also made me want to do another channel that nobody knew about, because I don't know, it's the weirdest feeling knowing that people that you don't, that like anybody could be watching your channel. And like people from your school, your old school, people in your family, people like friends, ex-friends, like so many people you don't even know, you know. I don't care about strangers. Like I can say anything. I don't really care about, and not you know, not to call you guys strangers, but people that I don't know personally. I can care less about people that I don't know personally, what they think about me. But yeah, I guess it's the weird feeling of like knowing other people, I don't know, that you may have known. But I'm not going to let that stop me anymore, because like I know my intentions for me, like sharing, and like what the freak, once again, going back to, this is my life. I got a purpose here, and I don't have room or time to save people's feelings. Like I said, I know my intentions, and it is what it is. And also like, I also don't care, because I used to care about like me being like super astrology focused or super spiritual focused, and it's weird, because technically like your beliefs are naturally like hidden, you know, but I want to share it. I'm actually deciding to share something that should really be private to yourself, or that is normally private to yourself. But I do want to share it because I feel like, I mean, not more I want to share the wellness of it, like how it's helped me, and how you can use my own tips in your way, or take what feels right for you. So anyways, yeah. What else did I do that next week? So last week, I just worked through some other, some personal stuff. And then, one of the things I went and I hung out with my now friend. Guys, I have a friend now. Let's do a round of applause for me, because I have been not having friends for a while. Well, once again, for me, like, I know a lot of people, okay? I have a lot of acquaintances, but I'm weird when it comes to like saying friend. Like, for me, I'm very picky with the people that I call my friends. Very selective. So, and then also who I spend my time with. I'm the type of person that don't like their time. I do not like to waste my time. And not to say, so I'm just very picky with who I spend time with. Because I wanted to make me be of value. Like, I wanted it to feel good. I've had too many experiences in the past that, I was, around people that drained me or didn't make me feel good, or maybe we just didn't connect, and I was just there for the wrong reasons, or because I felt like I had to, or all these things. And no more of that. As you get older, you don't really have time for that anymore. You realize how short life is, especially when you go through like grief and just certain things like that. So yeah, but I like have a friend now. And we went to hang out, and we went to get massages, which it was her recommendation. And I never got a professional massage before, and it was freaking amazing. We did just 30 minutes, and I literally I was like, it was funny. I was in that massage room, and I was thinking, as I was like, felt like I was just laying on a cloud in like some island away from the world and like peace. I was like, is this what it feels like when people take care of themselves? I remember having that thought, like, is this what it feels like when people take care of themselves? Like, wow, this is lovely, And I was just like, man, I really need to do more of this for myself. I really need to take better care of myself and do things for myself like this. And I just like, so this is what I mean. Like, if I didn't have her, okay, maybe I would have eventually did it. But this is what I mean by like, why one of the thousands reasons why, like, I am proud to call her my friend and everything, because like, that was a new experience, even though it was just like a massage. And then also I thought like massages were super expensive, and it wasn't even that expensive, this place that we went to. I just really appreciated that, because like, I don't know, that's the beauty of having friends. You can try new things and experience new things and learn new things and all the things. Yeah. Also, it's good. That's one of the reasons why it's good to have like friends too when you're in a relationship, because like now I really want to, even though I've always been I don't know, maybe that's why I haven't gotten massages, because I don't know, like I said, I just thought it was super expensive and something that I could just do myself. Like, I don't know. That's another thing about me is I don't like do stuff for myself like that. But even when it comes to like, obviously my boyfriend, like on his birthday or on our anniversaries, like I have thought of the idea of massages, but I'm like, why would I pay for him or us a massage when I could just give him a massage, But I was like, you know what? That experience actually wasn't bad. And maybe, after that, maybe I will, like, maybe we should prioritize getting a massage. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, nah, I can just learn what that lady is doing and just do it. I could just implement her tips. I don't know. Is that just me being like, because I don't know. Moving on from this conversation. So yeah, that was really nice. And then after that, I got a reading from my friend, because my friend is a metaphysical practitioner. She does it all. She does readings where it's just intuitive. She's just very intuitive, and she can tell you about yourself without even knowing you. and she can give you advice and just certain things like that. Kind of, you know, for me, I use astrology, and I'm not like I'm intuitive, but not on her level of intuitive. And everybody, that's why I said everybody has their gifts and blah blah blah, their own things. But she does that. She also does energy healing, and she does chakra balancing, and she does past life regression, and so much more. Yeah, so she gave me a reading for the first time in a long time. I have not had a reading, and it was so validating and so amazing. I honestly wish I would have recorded it. And maybe we're thinking about doing some recordings in the future of, you know, and obviously I'll cut out anything that's like super personal. But it's just so cool. Like it was so nice. We went to her house, and we did it. I did it at her house, obviously, because we're friends. And we were sitting on the floor, and it was just so like on pillows, and I don't know, it was just so magical, honestly. And she just really validated a lot of things that I have known in my heart, and really gave me really good guidance on it. And that felt like a transformative experience, truly. And that was like the last days of Scorpio season, if I remember correctly. So it was really good, really affirming. And then lastly, this weekend, I worked at I know this is going to sound crazy. Okay. Well, it's called a Body, Mind, Soul Fair, but it's also like, AKA like a psychic fair, which I don't like to say, but just say it's more of like I don't like to use the word psychic because it has very not the best things tied to it because of so many reasons. But it's the place where you can get 20-minute sessions of different like things, like tarot card readings and other things, astrology readings, palm readings, all that stuff. So recently, over the past I guess for the past couple of months, I have been working them now, which we host them at the place at the metaphysical store that I work at, and I'm the social media marketer there. So I do the marketing there. But then the owner was like, you know, she knows that I am an astrologer, and I have been doing a lot of that like online. But then she was like, why don't you like work it? Because we don't have an astrologer there. Like they have another astrologer, but she does Vedic astrology, which is different. And I'm like, I do a traditional, so they didn't have anybody. So I just recently started working it, and I have a lot of experience with that. Maybe that could be a whole nother video, but now currently, like I really love it. Like, and it's really, it's so cool to do, like short sessions for a bunch of people in a time, in a time frame. So I did that, and I got some snippets, some clips of it. But obviously like I'm like working and trying to get clips from it. And also I was getting clips of it for social media so we can market it and use it as like social media content. So I was just like trying to also get like content for this channel too. So, because I also want to do better at like, sharing more of what I do with you guys. Cause I'm really weird. Going back to the attention thing. I don't like attention. Okay. All right. So I don't have much time. I have like 4 more minutes. I think I'm done with whatever that. So yeah, that was really fun. I mean, it was a good experience. I had a good experience at the job. At the fair. And yeah, also, like I said, I just need to get better at marketing or talking about the things that I do, because I don't know, I just feel weird about doing it. But it's weird because it's like, how am I going to have my own business if I'm not even comfortable with talking about my own business, which is so weird because I'm a marketer for other people, and it's easy for me to do for other people, but not myself. I mean, if that doesn't explain me as an Aquarius, I don't know what does. It's easy to help others, but when it comes to doing things for yourself, it feels weird. Okay. Anyways, working on it. But lastly, another thing, an amazing thing that happened last freaking week. What the heck was happening with music? I swear, what was it? Like, I forget the exact day, but there was like a bunch of music that came out. And like peekaboo, hey, hey. If you don't know where this came from, you're probably like, what the freak is wrong with you? Are you like bugging out? Yo, one of my favorite artists, like rappers, put out a new album. Kendrick. Oh my gosh. I could rave so much about it, but I don't have that much time to. I love all the songs, but one of my favorite songs is obviously the song that everybody knows about is Reincarnated. I like Peekaboo because that represents my personality. Like, would you talk? Well, I can't even say it. What are you talking about? No. Oh no. See, no, I can't even say it. What? No, I can't even say it. I'm gonna sound so lame. But I just represent that energy. Like, that's my energy. Like, people be talking, huh? And talking about nothing. Like, people be talking, but it really don't be talking about nothing, okay? And that's just what I just feel that in my soul. But there's so many. I like the whole album. I mean, like, I don't even know. It was just, I mean, man. I mean, once again, I just resonate with Kendrick because, like, energetically, I just feel him. Like, you know, like, I don't know. I see where he is spiritually, you know, he's very connected. And and I just, like, when you just know when someone is just connected, and he's obviously vocal about his journey, and, you know, he then talked about past life regression, and I was like, man, like, you know, I love seeing artists be open about, like, their journeys and stuff like that. And it's interesting. It's just crazy to think, like, the people who are doing really well are usually the most, like, I mean, I don't know, but you do see a lot of people who are doing well. They're usually connected in some way, whether that's through their own ways. Obviously, like, it could be spiritual, religious, whatever. They're connected to some higher power. And once again, I believe we won't really know the names, the terminologies for all of it. But what I do know is being connected to a higher power will take you far in life. Okay. Because it's just an energy, and then you're connected to, you're connected in ways that can help you to be guided. All right. So, and also you live a more purposeful. I mean, I'm not going to say that in my experience, in my opinion, I don't know. I can't even say that because I don't want to, like, project that on other people and their beliefs, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, it's just interesting. Okay. But yeah, so that's the video today. I hope you enjoyed that talking. One last thing I want to talk about is, at the end of every video, I do want to, like, go through some comments and just respond to some comments, because I know I haven't been responding to comments, and it's not you guys. Okay. It's me. I've realized how, going back to that freedom thing, it feels so freeing to just post and create and post and not see any responses, because I don't want, even if it's good comments, which I really love, but I don't want it to feed my ego in any way. I don't want it to feel like validating for me in any way. And in the same token as I don't want to see a negative comment and make it, like, make me rethink anything, or you know, and I had to really work through that. But then again, it doesn't feel right to continue to do this. So I was trying to think of, like, what is a happy medium or something. Like, the purpose of me posting is to connect, and how am I gonna connect if, you know, I'm not active in the comments, you know? And it just felt weird, even though I felt good, but weird. So I figured maybe it'll help if, instead of me, like, responding, like, going and checking every day, maybe I'll just, on my moon day videos with Jess videos, I will just go and, like, read some comments and respond on here, and that'll be better for me to not, I don't know, I just feel like that'll be better for me right now. And maybe in the future, I don't know, we'll figure out something. But it just feels so good to just create and not be, like, looking at comments all the time. Well, you know, it's okay. Actually, I'm not going to do this right now. Because, like, first of all, I'm running out of time and my camera's about to die. And maybe because I'm not as ready. Like, I really appreciate your nice comments. I really want you to continue commenting because, you know, it's good. But I also feel like, I don't know, I don't want to hear any good or bad. I just want to hear I don't even know. I do want to hear the good. I do want you to share your experiences. Like if you resonate with something here and you know, I would love to hear your experiences, but maybe I'm gonna start that in the next one. Okay. So if you want to comment something, comment, and then I will pick out some comments. I'll read comments, especially that's on this video. I will read comments next week. Okay. So anyways, questions, comments, whatever, I'll read it. So yeah. Anyways, all right. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.